Welcome to the podcast of St. Basil the Great in Brecksville, Ohio, with homilies, talks, and interviews relevant to your Catholic life. God bless you and enjoy.
My name is Joe Manarino. I'm the youth minister here. You've heard me on the podcast before, and today we have with us...
I'm Jacob, aka Milton, and I am going to be a senior in our Life Teen program.
What else about you? Wait, why do they call you Milton?
So at night prayer, one of the nights, of course, Charbel, if you know Charbel, you know, he starts yelling, Milton, 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 Milton. And I was just like confused what they were doing. So of course I had to turn around, and I was the first person to turn around, and it just stuck. And so starting fall retreat, I was just Milton. And for the longest time, people thought it was my last name, or people thought that there was some relating. I convinced Marco that I had a twin named Milton for a little bit, but no, just...
What is a twin name?
My twin name was Milton. I'm Jacob, but then my twin was named Milton.
Yeah, so there's two of you.
Yeah.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Jacob's one of our best teens around. That's why we had him here, because he's so nice to the other teens.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Jacob, what grade are you in?
I'm going to be a senior at North Royalton High School. And yeah.
What do you do at North Royalton?
I am involved in Key Club, Student Council.
What is that?
Key Club is a volunteering club.
Okay.
So basically, I just volunteer for fairs and all of this other stuff just for the school.
Sounds super fun.
And then I'm a part of our student council. I'm a part of our link crew, which is like freshman orientation. Very energetic, very fun. And then just honestly a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And you run cross country too? Or
I do run cross country.
Okay.
I love the team.
But your legs,
yes.
the running.
My legs do not appreciate cross country, but my heart does.
And you have a job?
I do have a job. I work at the bar.
He does not work at a bar.
I do not work at a bar.
It is a bar.
I do, but I work at Nico's.
He does not serve alcohol.
No, I host, I greet people, I bus, and then I run food out to them.
At Nico's? And where's Nico's at? Can you give a shout out?
Oh yeah, shout out Nico's. It is in North Royalton on 82 and West 130th.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, Jacob's here today, and over the course of this podcast, we're just going to be talking about kind of what's been going on with Life Teen over the summer. Jacob's been in a lot of it, and then we're going to fill you guys in on the other things that St. Basil the Great Life Teen will be doing as the summer comes to a close and as we work into our brand new year. So we actually are coming to the close on one of our biggest summer events for teenagers. Yes. Jacob's sporting the shirt today.
I sure am. VBS, Vacation Bible School. It has been such a great week. We've had 2 sessions this year. We had the morning and the evening session. I've been fortunate enough to volunteer for both. I have been a group leader, which means that I'm just leading in the evening, I've got about 8 to 10 kids. And then in the morning, I've got like 25. And we've just been learning about Jesus, singing some goofy songs, eating some great snacks, playing some great games.
And for those people who don't know, what's the age range on VBS?
They start off right after, or going into kindergarten, and then they cut it off at about, I think, graduating from 4th grade, and then from there you can volunteer.
Yeah, I run the game station. So Jacob's a crew leader. Best station, indeed. And you know, I love just the kids come by and you just get to, they can't really do too many complicated things, but like we had them rolling in the grass for like 20 minutes the other day. And there's something about children rolling in the grass, them just being satisfied with that.
Yeah.
That says like, there's so many things in my life that I'm unsatisfied with. And they're just like, oh, I'm just here bringing these ping pong balls back and forth by rolling around. And
is that your favorite game that we've done, or did you have a better one?
I'm much bigger on the build the treehouse one, where you have to run all the way out into the field and go grab different materials and build a treehouse. What's been your kind of blessing from doing VBS? You love it. It's like one of your favorite things.
I'm obsessed with VBS. I would do it all year long if I could. One of the biggest blessings, that's a good question. I feel like I just love seeing how involved they get by the end of the week. Like they always come in and they're shy, but like seeing how much they just grow and they like blossom as the week progresses. Like I've got kids hanging off of my arms, but like on Monday they would have never thought to do it because they were like scared or they were like not sure what they were gonna learn from it, but like they just feel so comfortable and so just like loved by God, which is just amazing to see.
And so a big shout out to Andrea Wazinski, our
she's
a parish
fantastic
catechetical leader over there who runs all of VBS, and she does a fantastic job. And I think, Jacob being here brings up a great point about VBS is like the entire parish gets involved. I do youth ministry, and I'm working with the smaller kids, and I get to see my teens who are there helping out, and they get to lead. Yes. Carrie's there taking pictures. Everybody's doing their own part, and the parents are coming in to lead stations as well. And so it's an all hands on deck project, and there's something beautiful about a church coming together to give Jesus to our smallest members.
For sure, it's nice to see people of all ages just join together. For sure.
All right, so let's move on here because we don't have all day. But even though we can talk about VBS all day.
I can talk about VBS all day long.
You went to something called the Life Teen Leadership Conference.
I
Where
sure
was
did.
that?
LTLC. Literally.
Can you talk me through what the details were on that?
So picture this. We are on a bus.
I'm picturing it.
Yes, perfect. We're on a bus. We are driving 13 hours. I almost said 13 miles. Definitely not 13 miles. 13 hours.
It's longer than that.
A little bit longer than 13 miles. 13 hours. We spent the night at shout out St. Anselm's. There we go. Their church looks like a cake. That was in St. Louis. With
it
the
does
arches.
look like a cake.
It does look like a cake. It's a
People
very
travel
nice
far and wide to see the
Yes.
cake church.
So we traveled about 8 or 9 hours. Spent the night in St. Louis, and then the next day we woke up and drove to the middle of nowhere, Atchison, Kansas. Kansas. See, I don't even remember. But it was a gorgeous college. We stayed at Benedictine. They had a beautiful abbey. And then just throughout LTLC, we were able to just hear all of these amazing talks. There were certain times for breakout or silent prayer, and it was just really transformative. And it left me feeling that there was something that I had to do when I came back, and I had to lead my community, which
beautiful.
I guess it served its purpose.
Yeah, and so I invite a handful of our rising juniors and seniors every year to come over to the Life Teen Leadership Conference. And the goal of the Life Teen Leadership Conference is that we would hand people like Jacob the skills they need to come back and be leaders in the parish. I forget who said this quote. I want to say it was John Paul II, but I don't know if that's accurate. So if I'm misquoting a saint here, forgive me. But it says that one of the greatest mistakes we can tell young people is that they're the future church. But actually, they're the church right now, right?
Yeah.
And so giving our teens that capacity. And so you went to LTLC, and what did the Lord do in your life there?
Okay, so going into LTLC, I was so confident. I was ready to have a great time. And then if you didn't know, I was the only guy, other than obviously you, Joe. I was the only teen guy to go. So we went on the bus, met all of these new great people, and then we get to Atchison, and all of a sudden I learned that they're all in this other dorm, and that it's just Joe and I, and we are in this other dorm. And I mean, we love
separate
Joe.
rooms,
separate rooms for sure. And we love Joe, but it was one of those things where like I go into my room, it's just me, and I just feel like not alone because I knew God was with me, but it was just that like whoa moment of like almost kind of like Dorothy, but we are in Kansas now. But like I'm not in Kansas anymore. Like I'm this whole new place and like all of these new like experiences, not by myself, but kind of. So it was like a really like I hadn't felt that way before. I feel like normally I don't like feel or put myself in those situations, but it was exciting to like take
You're massively
all of that
extroverted.
Yes,
being,
very much
and being
so.
alone.
But yeah,
so
being
being
alone
interesting for you.
Or we had talks about silence, and I 100% agree when people say that they struggle with silence because I'm sitting there and I just like I need to talk with people. I need to have that interaction. So like having that time at LTLC with the silence was just fantastic for me to like grow and find out that there are times where I am allowed to just sit with the Lord and it's just me and him, and I don't need to invite other people or be loud or sing and dance as much as we would have in like VBS. Yeah.
And that silence is really what lends itself to leadership, right?
Yes, very much.
A lot of times we want to fill our own head with ideals of who we are, and when we can really only discover our truest identity in the silent moments where the Lord speaks to our heart and says, "You're my beloved son, to whom I'm well pleased," right? And when we try to lead out of anywhere other than that, like we just end up leading people to ourselves or our egos or at the worst, our own mistakes, right?
Yes.
And so, that silence the Lord gave you, it's fantastic. Yeah, I also was there. I had a great time. We played
a lot of
euchre on the way down.
On the way down with the bus, we had a box. It was a Pampers box full of snacks, and I want to say it was Pringles, and that ended up being our table for euchre.
God bless us with the table.
God blessed us with that table. And then on the way home, it ended up being my pillow as well, and I dreamt of euchre that night.
Yeah, and I will say one of my favorite parts about LCLC is that 13-hour bus ride.
It truly is so formative for like relationships.
Yeah.
And I just grow so close to like people that I've never met before, even the people in my own parish that like I just didn't necessarily have 13 hours to spend talking to them.
Even myself, if you were to ask me, how much do you like 13-hour bus rides? It's like, well, I don't. But if you were to give me a bus full of teens who are really excited about where they're going and who already have their foot in the door on faith, it's like, well, how many great relationships can you make over that time together? Yeah. So every year, it's like my favorite thing.
It's so fantastic. And who wouldn't want to do speed dating with a bunch of random teens from different churches?
Yeah, we love to. We have them speed dating. We have them rotate, and so they have to answer a series of fun questions. Of get to know you stuff. So many great things you get to do over a 13-hour bus ride.
Fantastic. And I know you also had another retreat earlier in the summer. So
I was at the Catholic Youth Ministry Convention, which is a lot like LTLC in the content wise, right? You're forming leaders, and so a lot of it I find ends up being similar. But it's all for youth ministers and their core. And so we took I want to say 5 of our core members down. I should have that written on my sheet right here. That's like key information.
Okay.
What I really got out of it this year was we just went with so many big idea people, which was, it has its blessings and its curses, and they know this. We've had this conversation already. They have so many ideas to come in with, and I think it's such a blessing when you have to whittle down the ideas instead of just trying to pull an idea out of nowhere. You're like trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat. There's no rabbit. And you're like, okay, we gotta make an idea out of something. But it's so much easier when your core comes in, the core who are there, impassioned with 100 ideas. And you have to work from 100 down to 5 real things. But there's so much to work with. And that's the first time I think I've went where I really had that experience of so much to do. Yeah, I'll speak to this one thing that we're going to end up doing is one day in Arizona, they had an entire day of programming dedicated to scripture. And they gave this really good quote from Dei Verbum, which is the church's apostolic constitution on the church's relationship with scripture, something like that. It's got a nice long name. But what they said as we were doing it, they reminded us that in Dei Verbum, it actually says that the worship of scripture and the worship of the Eucharist go hand in hand, and you can't have one without the other, right? It's Christ's body given to us in 2 forms, right? If the scriptures are actually Christ's word, it's a body of work, right? And so how often do we as Catholics enter into that? How often do I as a youth minister try to give my teens love adoration? But how many times am I asking them to break open the Bible and love adoration just as much as they love opening up their Bible? And so our team came back from that and was just like, how can we have teens fall in love with the word? And it's we got to talk about that forever. And so we have a couple of things that we're going to try. I won't spoil it here. A couple of things that we're going to be doing throughout the Life Teen year to just help teens fall more in love with the word. And if it was just me sitting at that conference, I may have had one idea, but we had 7 ideas to start from and to whittle it down, which means that the one idea that we have in the end is probably really fleshed out and really good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've been doing a good job this summer too. We've been doing our weekly Bible study every Wednesday, which has been a nice way to crack open the Bible, really break down.
Where is that and what does that look like?
We've been doing it at Harriet Keeler in the Brecksville Reservation. It's just a nice little pavilion. We've been having donuts and some chocolate milk. And it's right after daily mass on every Wednesday. And we've been taking the gospel and the readings that we have for the following Sunday, and we've just been really deeply analyzing them and breaking them down. We analyzed the parable of the sower and just how we might sometimes stand on rocky soil, or we might stand on the path and let the birds take us, when really we just need to be that fertile soil that God's seed, God's word can be planted into us and truly take root.
Yeah. After Mass on Wednesdays, Bible study in the morning, it's such a good time for it. I don't know.
It really is.
There's something about starting your day with scripture that is super good. But the way that I love how our week works out is right before that on Wednesdays. So that's 9 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Yes, 9 o'clock.
For anybody who wants to come from now until the end of the summer.
For sure.
You don't get to go to morning Bible study during the school year. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But before that, on Tuesdays, we have
night prayer, one of my favorites. That's actually how I started coming to Life Teen, other than VBS. Yeah.
Okay.
I got invited by some VBS friends, and they were like, hey, you should pull up to night prayer, because it was in the summer, so we hadn't had life nights yet.
Yeah.
But we just had these opportunities where we can play death ball. If you haven't played death ball, I guess you need to show up and learn how to play.
No one has died playing death ball.
No, there has not. Yeah, and then at 8 o'clock, so this night prayer ranges from 7 to 9. And then at 8 o'clock, we end up going to the church to pray night prayer, and we have our teens leading us, and after that we have rosaries in the Mary Garden, or sometimes we have done praise and worship outside on the grass. But if not, then we just have more time to just form these relationships with good Catholic teens.
Yeah, if you haven't been to anything Life Teen related, if you're listening to this and you're a teen, or if you have a teen, or if you have a grandson, granddaughter who's a teen, like Sunday life nights are awesome. But what I've found as being youth minister here, night prayer precedes me, is that teens who come to night prayer and who really get to have good conversations with the teens there, because that's what it opens itself up to, because it's so open-ended. They just encounter the church in like a really beautiful way. And so like, if you're listening to this and you're like, I need to get my kid involved, I need to get my grandkid involved, or I want to get involved, night prayer Tuesday, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
And it's is it ever canceled?
No, I don't think it's ever been canceled.
Snowstorm, I think one time.
And then we ended up doing something like Among Us online, just because we have to do something. We have to get our daily dose.
It's every Tuesday from now until the end of time, really.
Yes.
Until Christ comes back.
And there's really just something there for everybody. It goes from scream singing karaoke songs to playing a game of Secret Hitler, also a fantastic game if you want to learn how to play, show up. And then we have great moments of just like deep inner reflection and time to just be in the presence of God. So really, you should show up.
Yeah, it's really great. And so that's what our normal summer schedule looks like, right? So we have we do a lot of these big trips. Neither of us went to Damascus, but if we get Father Jeff on here talking about Damascus, write that down. That's a great idea. That guy loved that.
He had a great time.
Neither of us went to Damascus, but great opportunity. We do LTLC, and we do Catholic Youth Ministry Convention. And
Tell me about the road trip. How was the Great Catholic?
Oh my gosh, that's not even on here. So when was that? In June? Mid-June? Early June? I don't know. We took the first annual Great American Catholic Road Trip, which, where were you at?
I was at Safety Town.
Oh.
Something else for Key Club, just got to get those hours, apparently.
So I took, there was 12, I want to say, 12 teens, and so we had 3 or 4 drivers, and we did a Catholic road trip all the way through Buffalo up to the Falls. We ended in the Falls. So we started here. We descended upon a Waffle House rather early. We played some Frisbee in the backyard of the Waffle House. It was a very big lawn outside this Waffle House, right outside the highway. And so we played some Frisbee, we had some time. We stopped at St. Joseph's in Erie, PA to pray. And then we stopped at the National Shrine of Our Lady of Victory in, I'm going to butcher this, Loxaquana, Buffalo. We had some wings at the home of the original Buffalo Wing, which I don't even know if that's true. But we had wings there, and then we went to the Buffalo Art Museum, which was interesting to say the least. And then we headed up to the Falls, where we had a dinner picnic.
Ooh, okay, what was on the menu?
Well, we went to it's like the Market District of Buffalo. It's Wegmans. Wegmans, does that sound right?
Okay.
Wegmans? Okay, yeah, we got there. In Wegmans, so they have sushi and they got sandwiches, and it's all pretty cheap on the menu. And so able to go through there, get whatever drink you want, grab some trips. And we went and saw the falls and had dinner up there. It was pretty cool. Yeah, super easy way for us to see a lot of things in one day and also have some pretty cool prayer experiences. Going to mass at beautiful cathedrals and then also, or basilicas rather, and then also being able to see the falls. It's pretty awesome. So next year,
Pretty
you gotta
awesome.
get
Yes,
out.
next
we
year.
have a couple of different trips planned. So
Yeah.
next year it won't be Buffalo again. We'll see where we end up, but I want to get to 4, and then you can cycle through them. And so over your time in Life
that's fair.
Teen, you get to go to all 4 of them.
Unless you're Lily Marr and you just show up to Life Teen 3 years early.
Shout out to the Marr family.
Yeah, shout out to Mars.
So
Mars have also been volunteering for VBS.
Indeed. All right. So we got a couple of really cool things coming up before the year starts. So our first thing is we got our movie night on August 6th.
Yes.
Jacob, what are we possibly going to do at a movie night?
All I know is that I heard somewhere through the grapevine that Joe is going to be showing up wearing a red curly wig, but we will be trying to find some way to see how it can relate to our faith. I guess I'll have to show up and find out.
Yeah. We do this thing. We watched a lot of movies in the fall.
We did.
We talked
Yeah,
about putting on our
Quiet
Paschal,
Place.
as Father Damien Ference would say, putting on our Paschal mystery glasses.
Yes.
And trying to see where Jesus is in the film. So we'll do that on August the 6th at 7 o'clock in the annex.
Yes.
The annex. Again, as Jacob was saying, the building on the far side
Yes.
of the parking lot facing the church. The Splish Splash Bash or
Dash, crash,
Splish Splash
smash,
Dash.
splash.
It's a Splish Splash something.
Yeah.
You can find information about that in the bulletin. There's a sign up in there. But that'll be on August the 15th at 2 o'clock. This is what I'm going to call our kickoff. It's like the end of the year. It's literally 4 days before Brecksville goes back to school. So if you're looking for a way to just close out the year and to not do your summer reading, you should come to the Splish Splash Bash. There's going to be a ton of crazy things. I was telling Milton about one of them right before this.
So what I've heard is that for our seniors, including myself, we will be covered in some shaving cream, and then everybody else will have the chance to throw Cheetos at our face in hopes of getting enough to stick and beat the other teams.
Yeah,
So
you want to...
if you don't want to throw, or if you do want to throw Cheetos at my face, I hope to see you there.
Yeah, and then obviously the senior with the most Cheetos on their face at the end is the victor.
Yeah, exactly.
I can think of
who wouldn't want Cheetos on
nothing
their
more
face?
victorious than a face full of Cheetos.
Exactly, and shaving cream.
Come by. We're going to be playing a lot of water games.
Yep, starts at 2.
Yeah, there's only one way to get Cheetos and shaving cream off your face.
Yeah.
And it's a bucket of water
Yeah,
over your
so
head.
make sure swim trunks, goggles, anything else. you
Non-white
might need.
t-shirts, please.
Yes, very much so.
Indeed.
So Joe is already just not ready for it because he's got his
Steubenville
shirt on. Oh.
I'm wearing a white. I'm not ready to splish and splash. One thing that Milton and I didn't talk about is we're going to have our parent kickoff. This is another one of our great ideas coming out of the Catholic Youth Ministry Convention. Is we're going to have our parent kickoff. The parent kickoff is for any parents in the Life Team program, but specifically we love confirmation freshmen, so very new parents and second year parents there as well.
Well, then what are you guys going to be talking about?
So we're going to be talking about a couple of things. First of all, we're going to welcome them in. We're going to have you work at the bar, so you know,
I
but
do
don't
work at the
serve beer and wine, and we'll have charcuterie for you there.
I will not be serving at this parent.
He will not be serving, but there will be beer and wine, charcuterie. We're probably splitting off into 2 different talks, the subject matter of which is to be seen. But I, at the very least, will be talking to the freshmen about the Life Team program as a whole, what we're trying to give to your child, and how you can walk with your child in the faith journey of high school. If you didn't know, teenagers sometimes have interesting relationships with their parents over the course of high school.
I mean, I guess if I had to say so, I would say
Yeah, and so we're going to be getting real with parents in that and talking about how do you walk with your kid in faith when they're growing into their own person over 4 years. Both the talks will be like that. I'm going to be doing some intro stuff, and the other folks will have some deeper things to it.
Will they also have shaving cream and Cheetos on their face?
There will not be shaving cream and Cheetos on their face, but there will be good food and good drink.
There we go.
And lastly, our kickoff for Life Teen will be September 13th, and it's going to be...
Yes, the kickoff. It'll be all about, we'll be playing board games in real life. So we'll be playing Hungry Hungry Hippos. We've got scooters and baskets, and we're going to have to eat all the food as fast as we can. And we've got exactly. We've got potentially a game of life. We've got where we have a baby strapped to a scooter, and we've got a
baby doll. Baby doll strapped to a
Yes,
scooter.
yes. No, Maggie will not be on any of the scooters, unfortunately.
That's my formal.
Yes, yeah. Maggie, Joe's daughter. But so
I'm whipping up a Candyland game right now.
Okay.
That involves you eating candy
Okay.
If you like candy,
if you like candy and or
come.
diabetes, you
And we're working on a few more ideas for it too. So come Board Games IRL,
Yes.
September 13th. That's our Life Night kickoff, and after that, we will have Life Night every Sunday, unless otherwise noted.
after 5 o'clock mass, right?
After the 5 o'clock mass. It starts
And
with
you
the
should
5
also be
o'clock
there.
mass,
Yes,
really.
you should show
Starts
up
with the
for
5. Dinner at 6, as always. We haven't even talked about what a good meal for Board Games
Ooh,
IRL would be.
That's a good question.
You can have sorry sandwiches. I don't know. But yeah, be there, and then it'll go till 8 o'clock.
Awesome.
As all our Life Nights do. All right, Jacob. Any last things that you can think of for this summer?
Honestly, my biggest thing is just that we really want to see our teens involved, and we want to see new teens showing up to these night prayers and all of this stuff. Just like I said, there's truly something for everybody there, and we just want to make sure that you feel like included and that we find something that we can grow in our faith with you.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I'll give that same invitation. We hope to see more teens at every Life Night event as we keep going throughout the summer and as the school year starts up. We look forward to meeting all the freshmen.
Yes.
And yeah, Jacob, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to
Yeah, have a great rest of the day, St. Basil the Great.
stay fresh. Boom.
We hope you enjoyed this podcast from our parish. If something touched your heart, we encourage you to take it to prayer. To be notified of future podcasts, please hit that subscribe button and feel free to share this podcast with a friend. We would love to keep in touch. You can find us at basilthegreat.org. Until next time, St. Basil the Great, pray for us.